Hello, everybody. Zio here, and we've got a lot to talk about. So let's just get into it, shall we? Alright, so I've got a couple of things I want to talk about in this. So let's start first with our beached friend over here, Renfamous. I wouldn't call her a friend, I use that loosely. Anyway, Renfamous has currently been beached. She's apparently had her account permabanned at the moment. The reasoning behind that, I'm pretty sure, is unknown at this time. But theories are it's due to misgendering certain people on the internets. Because if there's one thing we know, when it comes to Twitter, you should not misgender anybody. I know I was one of those people who were like, who cares? But nowadays I'm more open-minded to this sort of thing, of course, and misgendering somebody, especially on something like Twitter or Facebook or anything else, is just, we should not stand for that. There's just nothing for that. We should not stand for that. And if you can't be held to the standard that everybody else is held to, then off the platform you go. But don't worry, I'm sure she'll be back, just like everybody else on those circles. They tend to always come back eventually. So this is temporary. This is only like the third or fourth time it has happened, and I think the last one was for misgendering, except for that one's even more funny because she misgendered herself and Twitter banned her over it. So that is great. But don't worry, Ren has an intern. Cosplay intern. Look, I heard that apparently when I heard she had an intern, my first question is, what the heck does Renfamous do that would allow her to have an intern of any kind? I know certain jobs, they have internships offered. I mean, heck, with mine personally, we don't have interns. However, we do have paid students, and paid trainees, and then students who are paying to learn the trade. Now, we don't have interns as a result, which makes me wonder, what is it that she does? I heard that somewhere it was a cosplay intern, and I could not help but laugh. I mean, seriously, that is like the funniest thing I think I've ever heard. A cosplay intern. What exactly do you learn from interning with cosplay? I mean, come on. You're dressing up and making a costume for yourself, and that's it. As much fun as I love to cosplay, which I hadn't done in years, I mean, I find it fun and enjoyable, but it is not a job to intern with for something that's probably not going to be, a viable job for you in about 20 years, because like the rest of us, everybody ages. And when everybody ages, well, certain professions, especially those that require you to have a very good looking body or something, well, they don't last when you age. Your value devalues the older you get in those positions. But what am I to say about that? Anyway, point is, Ren has a cosplay intern. We're looking at her right now. Her pronouns are still she and her, by the way, in Houston, Texas, according to the Twitter profile here. The problem is, pretty sure it's Renfamous herself. See, she's under this impression that Rekieda Law doesn't have an intern. There's no way he has an intern. The thing is, law profession is one of those professions that do take unpaid internships, and being one of the few out there who is doing this YouTube, Twitter, and everything else for branding and getting their name out there and other stuff, they're sort of stepping into an area that most law firms aren't even in. You want to look up a law firm, you're Googling it online or opening up a phone book of all things, looking for your local law firms. So, interning at a law firm, even if that law firm is one guy that is getting into this, social media game, is, years ahead of its time at that point. And if you're looking for valuable experience, that's a good place to start, with one of the few law firms that are actually in this space and working in it. So it's not unreasonable to think that Ricada has an intern. However, why do I think this is Ren, not her cosplay intern? Well, let's see. Vacation home for @Renfamous. Suspension time remaining in a pronoun still she and her. Now, I'm going to go on a limb, and this is me theory crafting for a second. So, why would you put still she and her? I'm pretty sure Renfamous' profile had her pronouns as she as her as well. Why would you need to put still she as and her as your pronouns if this is a completely different person? If this is a completely different person, it should just read she/her. I mean, heck, it even talks like Renfamous at times. So, it just feels like, considering everything directs back to Renfamous, this is Ren herself pretending to cosplay as a cosplay intern at this point, because she thinks Nick did it, which Nick has an intern. She can do it. The problem is, Nick didn't do it. He's got an intern who essentially just threw some things out there for him, when the live streams were going and stuff like that. Then, of course, other people like Mars Girl's Shining Knight in Armor, who pretty sure is just Shane under a different name, goes after his intern. I mean, plenty of people misgendered his intern, and several people lost their accounts as a result. But I guess that's about all I've got to say about that. Ren will be back. Eventually, the beached whale will make its way back into the ocean, and after her vacation at SeaWorld, she'll come back and annoy us on the Twitter space once again. Now, on to the next topic. Hero Hei. Apparently, Anime News Network decided it would be a good idea to strike his video with a DMCA claim. As far as I'm aware right now, that DMCA is still in place. And the theories as to why that took place, it's pretty good. Honestly, I think it's probably exactly what they were trying to do. But, point is, let's go over here to this real quick. Right here is a link on one of the videos that were done about this. But essentially, what had happened was, a while back, he did a stream. It was about over 2 hours worth of video content of him talking to the chat, responding to donations, commenting and critiquing on this interview that ANN did with Vic Mignogna. In this interview, where they started talking about, anime related things, and then they segue into things like his religion and other stuff, trying to do these gotcha moments, because apparently they don't know how to hold an actual interview with somebody on the topic matter. They go in, which I feel like might be more with malice, and in order to start talking about the subject matter, to then segue into something else to try and paint you into a bad light. But the interview itself lasted a little over an hour. And, they decided that this over 2 hour live stream was copyrighted, or had apparently, I guess, a rampant thing of copyright material. So they have sent a copyright strike. So due to a copyright takedown notice we've received, we had to take down your video from YouTube. Video titled Vic Mignogna Anime News Network Interview Critique with Chat. Video URL taken down, issue by Anime News Network Inc. This means that your video can no longer be played on YouTube. You have received a copyright strike. You now have one copyright strike. If you get multiple strikes, you will have your to disable your account to prevent that from happening. Please don't upload videos containing copyright materials, blah, 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 what to do next. You do a counter notification and other things. So what exactly does this mean? Well, YouTube plays on this 3 strikes, you're out kind of thing. So you get multiple strikes, your channel's gone. So that's bad. Secondly, you grab a strike, you lose a lot of stuff, like live streaming if you had live stream available at the time. Considering Hero Hei makes a lot of his income from live streaming, that's a big hit to him. And Anime News Network, if for whatever reason this goes to court, because as far as I am aware, he did file a counter notice. He used Nick Rekieta and his law firm to file this counter notice, which of course gave them Nick's P.O. box as an address and everything else, because when you do file a counter notice, you have to include personal information, like your address, your name, and other things like that, which feels like a roundabout way in order to dox somebody, which Anime News Network, ANN, has, they dabble in unsavory tactics and things in the past. We'll go with that. They have dabbled in things that, you wouldn't think of a reputable news source to do. After all, they are the most trusted news network in anime. Right. Anyway, point is, they hit it with a strike, and they've got this hour-long interview that is old at this point. If you wanted to go watch the interview itself, you would seek out the actual interview, especially if you watched the live stream, which I happen to be one of those who did. There's a lot of stopping, a lot of pausing, a lot of commenting, a lot of questions that are being asked and answered all at the same time. If you just want the interview itself, that live stream is not the way to watch it. You watch that live stream specifically to hear Hero's take on the matter. That was it. So they want to claim copyright, which is fine. They want to claim copyright. That's totally up to them. They screw over Hero Hei. They attempt to get his personal information. However, if, and this is an if, he chooses to take this the legal route, I don't see Anime News Network having any real leg to stand on as to this is a transformative form of work that was previously done by ANN, with commentary, critique, and other things involved in it, that where it's one can argue fair use very easily with it, even though fair use law is kind of sticky sometimes. I'm pretty sure he's got a good case on this one. And if they want to go down that route, I guarantee that Hero is going to be asking for damages from his lost live streaming ability, considering he makes a lot of money, or most of his money. I won't say a lot, I don't know how much he makes, but he makes, the bulk of his income using YouTube through live streaming. And he does it, I think, almost every day. He live streams at some point somewhere, or at least most of the week. I never catch them because, well, I'm working, but he does a lot of live streaming, which means there's an income that is coming in daily from those live streams. And with his analytics and everything else that he can bring up on his YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure he can calculate very easily a, sort of an average of each day's income worth. And if, ANN doesn't want to do the right thing and release it, and, sort of settle this out behind the scenes, he could go for those damages. So each day that he doesn't have live stream capabilities, that can be a lot of money that builds up. Especially, if you take the average every single day, and I'm half tempted to watch one of the live streams and make notes of all the donations just out of curiosity to sort of calculate it myself, to see what a range we're looking at, which I might do later. It might be some interesting information, but that could be a lot that ANN is on the hook for, because I guarantee right now, because these people are simple. There's no doubt about it. All these people that are on practically the Kick Vic side, they're very simple. They don't think past their own nose. They see what would be an immediate effect and can't think of the outcomes later down the line. What's going to happen if I do this? How would this happen? And Christopher McDonald here, who is the CEO, I believe, of ANN, of course, announced that he filed his first copyright claim. Pretty sure, some noise, can't wait, which is fine. That's fine. I'm pretty sure ANN, if I remember correctly, is coming out of Canada, and it's ran by like one dude, which is this guy, pretty much. And, he's got other people out there doing things for it in his little apartment, wherever. But, they don't have a whole lot going for them at this moment, I would say. He probably doesn't want to get hit with that lawsuit if a lawsuit did fly his way, because he wants to be a stick in the mud and try and hurt somebody. But yeah, I had a thought and I totally lost it. Anyway, so this whole thing really does remind me of the Alex Maller thing. It's one of the reasons I really wanted to talk about it. If you don't know what Alex Maller was, back last year, I believe it was, there was somebody named Alex Maller. They were going around doing spurious DMCA claims on a game called Star Mazer DSP, because they created some music for it or something, and there was an issue apparently with the publisher and all this other stuff, and he claimed, or she claimed, you know what, I'm just going to call them Alex, because I'm not sure what their pronouns are. Pronouns are very important. So Alex had this claim that they weren't getting paid or something. So they instead, and the company, I guess, was saying they did pay them for what they did and all this other stuff, and Alex didn't like the response and decided Alex was going to go to YouTube and flag anyone and everyone who was doing a Let's Play of Star Mazer, and pretty much hold all the YouTubers hostage during this. Now, that did finally get cleared up, and I believe there was some legal ramifications that came about, if I remember correctly. And why do I feel like, Anime News Network? Well, if ANN decides to start doing other people too, the same way they did Hero, I'm going to go and say we're having almost a mirror effect in the anime industry / comic industry. From Alex, ANN will be our new Alex Maller of that point. And it didn't turn out very well for Alex. I'll just go ahead and let you know on that. You can look it up. There's a lot out there. Sid Alpha did an amazing coverage of the entire thing as it was going down. I think Leonard French was one of the lawyer YouTubes who was deep into it as well. Actually, I think it's listed down here. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it was Leonard French. Yeah. Leonard French was one of the few people who did it. One Angry Gamer, you can find information on there, as well as other stuff. But it really feels like that we're getting the same situation that's starting to come up over here on the I Stand With Vic versus Kick Vic thing that's going on right now with ANN, maybe at the forefront of that. But good luck to you, Anime News Network. If this is the battle that you want to fight, be my guest. I just can't guarantee it's going to turn out very good for you, and I'm going to enjoy watching it from way over here as you completely destroy yourself if you decide to take this into a legal battle. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I'm not sure how long this has gone on, but let me know what you think down in the comments below about our beached Ren. I'm not really sure what to call Ren. Anyway, the beached whale. What do you think about all that? Do you think she's coming back? Do you think she's going to be gone? Do you wish she would stay gone? Let me know down in the comments below. And the thing on Hero Hei and ANN, this is just another scummy thing from another scummy group of people or person, doing scummy things like always. And it's up to us and other people to just stand firm against these, heathens? I can call them heathens, right? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Until then, I will talk to you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.